Welcome aboard Luna. On this video I'm going to show you how to make what the crew call Bob's Artisan boat bread. Basically it's a Turkish type flatbread. It's great to throw together on the boat. It's very simple and easy to make, and it's great when we're out and about and in little bays and we can't get hold of bread. So I'm going to show you how to make it. The ingredients for this recipe are pretty simple. We've got 400 milliliters of lukewarm water. I've got 500 grams of flour. I've got 3 teaspoons of dried yeast, dried active yeast. I've got 3 cereal spoons, as I call it, of dried milk. 1 teaspoon of sugar, only have lumps here, and a teaspoon of salt, about 9 grams. Okay, so to kick this off, we've got our lukewarm water, 400 mils. I'm going to add just 3 cereal spoons, as I call them, as I've said before. 3 cereal spoons of the flour that we've already prepped. I'm going to put in the dried yeast, and last but not least, 1 teaspoon of sugar. And I'm just going to mix that up. And all we have to do now is leave that for 40 minutes in a warm place. And I can tell you, in Turkey, that's a pretty simple thing to do. Leave that for 40 minutes until it rises. Okay, now we've let the yeast ferment for 40 minutes. Next stage is, let's get what's left of the 500 grams of flour and put it into a mixing bowl. I'll make a little hole in the middle, like so. And in there we put my dried milk and my salt. I'll just give that a little mix about, like so. Just mix it all together. And then the messy part. Woo. Oh my gosh. Nearly had an accident. Yeah. We'll do this here. So this is my fermented yeast. This is where it gets really sticky. Pour it all in. And I'll just start mixing this together. This is a really sticky, messy dough. But the big thing is you've got to knead this and stretch it and play about with it for about 15 minutes. 10 to 15, no less. "15 minutes later, this is where we're at. Nice and stringy. This is all about just slapping it like so. So anyway, that's 15 minutes. Well done. All in. Very sticky, as you can see. And all we have to do, normally you would use cling film. Just cover it. I just cover it with this. I don't have any cling film. And put it somewhere warm. Now we just let it sit until it rises, which is roughly about 90 minutes, 1.5 hours, or maybe 1 hour 40. So I use an 8-inch baking tray on board, fits in the oven, and just makes the bread the right size. Here's a little trick I learned, I don't know who told me, but baking tray, or bread tray, whatever the hell it is, pizza tray, and this is actually semolina. Who remembers semolina for school dinners? With a big lump of strawberry jam in the middle. I'll put that in, just like that, and then when I dump the dough in the top and cook it, it doesn't stick and it's easily gotten out. Okay, here we are, it's 1.5 hours later. If we look at that, that is well risen. All we need to do now is get this into this. And watch this. Yeah. Pretty stringy stuff. I have no clue if normal bread's like this because I've never made normal bread. But like so. A drop of olive oil, put it in my hand so that I can kind of nut to spread out a little bit. Trying not to disturb all the bubbles that have risen in there, but this will give it a nice golden finish. I used to put chai seeds on it, but they ended up absolutely everywhere in the boat. And that's ready now for the oven. Just going to do our little voiceover. And we just pop that in the oven for 40 minutes. Okay, 40 minutes in the oven. Let's see. Whoa. Look at that. That looks pretty darn good to me. We'll see what the crew think about it in the morning.